April the 23rd, 2023. Guys, the CME has arrived early. I said that it had a plus or minus 7 hours on the arrival time. And this is saying a severe geomagnetic storm is in progress. Arriving earlier than expected, a CME hit Earth's magnetic field today, April 23rd at 1737 UT. The impact sparked a severe G4 class geomagnetic storm with auroras in Europe, sighted as far south as France. The storm is still going on and could produce auroras over the USA after nightfall, which it is now. So guys, look north. Now the solar wind has been increasing, and it still is. Just as I was starting the video, we were at about 611 kilometers per second. Now it is up to 648.0 kilometers per second. Guys, and you know that's 1.45 million miles per hour. Take a look. And the formula, guys, is you go from kilometers per second to miles per hour. You got 648. You multiply it by 2237. You get 1.45 million miles per hour. The human mind really can't wrap around that speed. That's how fast it's hitting the earth right now. What has it done? The earthquakes. Now you're looking at Australia and Auckland, New Zealand to your right. As it was coming in, it was still in the 500 kilometers per second range at that point. We had a 7.3 in the Kermadec Islands right there. Now this quake, that's now a 5.4 here, also came in as a 7.3. It's like double strong impacts. What I want to point out as we back this out, there's pressure around the planet. Let's pull this over. One of the unusual sections is here, and a lot of people felt this was just a 3.6. But we are dealing with a plate, guys, that moves along the Appalachian chain, covers much of the United States. And I've done videos about it, and I think that has shifted somewhat. It's the same plate that shifted back a few years when you saw the Washington Monument tilt. We'll look at that. I may do a video on it tomorrow, but it is a solid plate. And when that plate was established, much of Nevada and Arizona and Oregon in that area was part of the ocean. But that large plate, we'll talk about it in another video. What I want to point out again is the solar wind speed is still increasing. So if we look around, just seeing where some of the pressure points are here in Turkey, 4.1. Come over into south of Hong Kong, 5.3 in the Philippines. Here, 5.2 in Japan. Also, remember, we had this big volcano that was here on the Kamchatka island of Russia. A lot of that is pushing over into the atmosphere. People are talking about that may have something to do with some of the cooling that we're seeing in the north because you're blocking out the sun. Don't want to make this long. I just want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on this. And if you're in a fault zone, no matter where you're at in the world, we have viewers, guys, that are just about in every continent. Some of them are just covered up with viewers around the planet. And just keep an eye on it if you're in some of these fault zones. And of course, New Zealand is in a major fault area. But our friends in California, think about that also. We're watching it. Watch the weather tonight. It's a heads up. Be safe.